Hello lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all well. So this video and the next video are going to be two separate reviews for two different shows. If you know me, I like to do two videos on each show I see. Number one being the Never's Guide, the second one being the review. For the next two, I am doing it kind of together because both shows that I'm doing these reviews for are coming to an end. So I wanted to make sure that they were up, they were live, and everything had been kind of sorted. But yeah, this one, as you can probably see from the title, is about Ordinary Days, currently playing at the old Joint Stock in Birmingham. So if you want to know my thoughts and feelings on this show, stick around and we'll get into it in 2 whole seconds. I'm not gonna lie, that felt a bit long intro, but as I just said, we're going to talk Ordinary Days, which is currently at the old Joint Stock until the 20th of April. It then goes into London for a week, but we'll talk about that at the end. I saw it on a Friday night. I had a great time doing so. I love visiting the old Joint Stock. I have talked about the theatre many times on this channel because every time I've gone it has not disappointed. That was my 4th trip, I think. I have seen multiple things and it's always been an excellent evening. This time I went to see Ordinary Days, which I knew pretty much nothing about apart from one song. The song Fine, which happens in Act 2, I knew it through listening and watching YouTube back in the day, and finding mostly American Broadway talents doing it as part of a concert they were doing. And I was like, wow, I like this musical. Well, I like the song, tell me more about the musical. Didn't really know a lot, just knew it was from a show called Ordinary Days. And then the old Joint Stock was like, hi, we're doing it. And I was like, yes, I'm finally seeing what this show is all about, and I'm very excited to talk all about it. So Ordinary Days, if you don't know, because I didn't, is one written by Adam Gwon. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce it, that's how it looks phonetically, so if in doubt I phonetically sound it out. This show follows 4 characters, 2 which are in a couple. Their names are Jason and Claire, and then there are 2 pretty much strangers by the names of Warren and Deb. These 4 characters' stories, although mostly separate, also intertwine between the 4. It is pretty much a sung through musical. There is quite literally next to no just standalone dialogue, and it kind of goes through the different stories that happen, with one song being about a problem that the character Deb has, and then maybe the next one will be between the couple Jason and Claire, and then it will go to Warren, and then it will possibly go back to Deb and Warren, and then yeah, I'm probably not explaining it very well. According to the back of the brochure, it is a life-affirming and heartfelt musical that will leave audiences laughing in 1 second and weeping uncontrollably the next. Ordinary Days tells the story of 4 young New Yorkers whose lives intersect as they search for fulfillment, happiness, love and cabs. Ordinary Days is an original musical for anyone who has ever struggled to appreciate the simple things in a complex place. I should have probably just read that instead of trying to explain it myself, but hey ho, I did not do so. that is okay. This production has been directed by Carl Steele, and the way that it has been put together is very cleverly done. Normally at the old joint stock, the seats are facing in a different formation, which makes no sense if you've never been to the old joint stock, but long and short of it is that there's usually it's a rectangle shape, and the two short sides are usually chairs, and then the one long side is the chairs. For this, the two long sides are chairs and one of the short sides is chairs. Each set of chairs being 2 layers thick. Wow, that was good English. But the way that this is set up is very clever because the actors can move through the space really well, and because each set of chairs is 2 sets deep, you almost get brought into the story, so that at any given time one of the actors can be giving you full on eye contact, which at times is a lot. At one point, because I always put myself in the second row, at one point I was getting full-on looks from one of the cast members because she was sat on a block in a gap that was in the middle of the seats in front, so she turned around to sing and I was like, hello. I don't know if to look directly at you or not. But because it is such a small space, and because of the way it has been directed and set up, you essentially get dragged into the action straight away, and you become kind of almost so familiar with the characters so quickly that you are part of their stories, and that truly helps, I think, because it helps you move through the show and know who is who, what's going on, which part of the story you're about to get back into. And I really enjoyed the way it was all set up. One thing I enjoyed about the way that this show again was set up, I did just mention a block that was put in a gap in the rows in front. The set for this show is basically, I think, 5 large wooden cubes that can be lifted up and moved, so it can be dragged into different spaces or can be used as a table, or at one point one of the actors in fact climbs to the top of a structure, which I felt very nervous about at all times that they were up high, because it's not a high space, the old joint stock, but it was simplistic but so clever, and I really enjoyed the way it was all set out. I also very much enjoyed on the ceiling of the theatre space there were upturned umbrellas, which made sense basically through the show Fine, or through the song Fine should I say, but also towards the end of the show when something happens and paper falls literally everywhere in the theatre. I enjoyed that aspect, and as always I would think that the old joint stock use their space so cleverly, especially as the space is not the world's biggest space. After saying space so many times, let's now get on to the cast. Like I said, the cast is 4 people strong: Claire, Jason, Warren and Deb. Let's start with Claire and Jason. Firstly, in my eyes, Claire is spelled incorrectly because there is an I in it, but that's a story for a different day. Claire in this production is being played by Melissa Camber, whose voice was literally beautiful. Like I said, because of the space, you are like brought into people's stories so quickly, and every emotion that Melissa goes through, you kind of go along with her. The way that she brought the emotion was so strong, especially in Act 2. She has a song towards the end called I'll Be Here, and it tells a story of something that happened in her life previously, before she even met her partner now, Jason, and she essentially tells Jason everything that's happened in that experience. And it was quite hard hitting and really emotional feeling, and it's just so beautiful to sit and listen to and to watch her go through that. Speaking of going through that entire song, James, who played Jason, James Edge, who, if you don't also know, is the artistic director of Old Joint Stack and is also the producer of this show. James Edge, through that song, was like really interesting to sit and watch, because he is going along with Melissa through that story. Melissa as Claire. So you almost sit and watch him take in all the information that Claire is giving him, and every emotion that the audience is feeling through listening to that story, James as Jason is also feeling. I hope that makes sense. It sounded really convoluted as it came out of my mouth. It was also really nice to sit and watch James be Jason in this show, because like I said, he is the artistic director of the Old Joint Stock, and therefore every time I visited previously I've kind of seen him in passing, occasionally talked to him, and I never knew how beautiful James's voice was, and to sit and listen to it during this show was so nice to do so. The character of Warren was played by Aidan Cutler. I really liked the character of Warren. It is one of slight kookiness, slight lovable idiotness. Idiot's not the nicest word, but like, just, it's one of those like lovable characters, and Aidan is the first character you meet, one in the show, but also secondly as you step into the theatre space at the Old Joint Stock and you take your seat, because he, as Warren, is trying to promote an artist, because that is his job. He is promoting the work of an artist who's currently incarcerated in jail. So as you sit in your seat, he is literally walking around handing art, which looks like this, to each member of the audience as they come in and sit down. So mine says share your life story. But I just enjoyed Aidan in that role as that character so much. I actually had the pleasure of seeing Aidan when he was in Back to the Future a few years back. Back to the Future, I immediately gravitated towards Aidan as an actor in that show, and to see him again was an absolute joy, and like I said, I really enjoyed watching him as the character of Warren. Speaking of people I love and the actors that I gravitate to, the final person that I need to talk about is Dora G, who took on the role of Deb in this show. Deb is such a relatable character. Like, I feel like I'm definitely a mix between Warren and Deb. I have the kookiness, but I'm also trying to essentially find a purpose. Deb's character is someone who is going through life in search of the big picture, in search of other people's big pictures, and just essentially getting through life, but finding things in life to cling on to and to like love. I first saw Dora in the role of Sam in The Mad Ones at the Old Joint Stock last year. She is also reprising the role in London at the Other Palace studio space next month, which I'm hoping to get down to go and watch. And ever since I saw Dora in that role, I have kind of gravitated to her as an actress, and to sit and listen to her beautiful voice yet again as this different character was really nice and very fun to sit and watch. As I said in the initial bit of this video, because there is not long left at the old joint stock, and also because next week, as you watch this video, will be when it is in London, I didn't want to make two separate videos and do like the Nervous Guide and also the review. So just to warn, if you are not a fan of a sudden noise, there is one lightning sound which was quite loud and slightly unexpected in the song Fine in Act 2. That is pretty much the end of the loud noises portion and warnings and content and sensoriness of this video and of this show. It's very easy. But I just wanted to throw it in there just as a by the way at the end of the video. But as I said, I really enjoy the old joint stock and everything they've put out. This was my 4th trip, I think, to the space, and like I said, every time I've seen something there, it's just been top notch, and this is no exception. It is such a joyous show. It has humour, it has moments that you can laugh at. The character duo of Warren and Deb throughout the show, it just made me smile, and yeah, I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed seeing this show in the flesh. Like I said, it is in Birmingham at the old joint stock until the 20th of April. After that it goes to the upstairs at the Gatehouse in London from the 22nd till the 27th of April. So please grab yourself a ticket, whether it be in Birmingham or in London, to watch an absolutely beautiful show put on by a stellar cast. So there we are. That is pretty much all I need to say. Thank you for watching this video. Like I said, the next review that I do, I will sprinkle a little bit of sensory warnings into, because I wanted to put these two videos up this week so that I can talk her out the moss is still out and about in the theatre space. But yeah, I'm going to leave this video here, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back for more theatre based content next time. But from me, and in this video, I'm going to leave and say I love you all lots, and the final thing is the thing we always do, which is so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye. Bye.